So, this is Amazing Spider-Man, Night Gwen Stacy Died, Part 2. Gwen Stacy is dead. Green Goblin promising to kill Spider-Man like how he killed his girlfriend, Gwen Stacy. Spider-Man puts Gwen down on a nearby dock. Spider-Man goes after Green Goblin, but something in him has snapped. He now wants Green Goblin dead. Spider-Man is no longer holding back. Green Goblin is shaking because he's scared of how Spider-Man has snapped, and he has never seen this side of him before. Green Goblin slams Spider-Man headfirst into a cable on the bridge and escapes. Overrun with grief and anger, Spider-Man returns to Gwen's dead body and fights off the police and reporters that have gathered around her like vultures. He cradles Gwen in his arms and is in denial of her death. A little bit later, as the paramedics arrive, he says there is no need because she is dead, and blames himself for what happened. He even says Spider-Man killed her. The police now think Spider-Man is responsible, seeing he said out loud that he killed her. Spider-Man has none of it, pushing them away, knocking them down. But that makes them shoot at him even more. But he swings out of there because he has an appointment with the Green Goblin, where he will stop him once and for all. Peter goes back to his apartment, hoping Green Goblin will be there, but he sees Harry, scared and not in the right mindset. Peter doesn't seem to care. Even though Harry wants Peter to stay with him, to not leave him all alone, Peter is fixated on revenge on the Green Goblin who killed his girlfriend, Gwen Stacy. Harry will have to wait. Trying to locate Norman Osborn, Peter goes as Spider-Man to the Daily Bugle, confronts Robbie Robertson. He tells Spider-Man the city blames him for the death of Gwen Stacy. Spider-Man doesn't care and gets him to find any abnormal properties under Norman's names. Robbie finds a warehouse where Norman was seen 40 minutes prior, and without delay, Spider-Man leaves to the building. Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, is at the warehouse, prepping and waiting for Spider-Man's arrival. Once Spider-Man is dead, Norman will be free to conquer and get rid of all those out to destroy his name. Believing Spider-Man will enter from the front of the warehouse, Green Goblin tries to exit through the back, but is caught off guard by Spider-Man and gets knocked off his glider once again. Spider-Man then breaks the Goblin's glider, and Norman is pissed off by that, shooting lasers at him and everything he has. But Spider-Man, enraged way more than Norman, Peter says how Gwen's life means more than a stupid toy. Norman tells Peter that Gwen's life was useless and had no point, and that all she did was take up space. That sends Peter over the edge, and now Peter is overcome with anger and rage that he beats Norman badly. He almost killed the Green Goblin, like he wanted to do earlier. Spider-Man falls back to his normal self before he does something he will regret. Then Green Goblin's glider comes back to life, is in the air. The glider comes flying at Spider-Man from behind, but Spider-Man's spider sense saves him because he jumps out of the way and the glider impales the Green Goblin, just like in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 1. The comic book reads, "So do the proud men die, crucified not on a cross of gold, but on a stake of humble tin." With the Green Goblin dead, Peter thought and assumed there would be closure with Gwen Stacy's death, but instead he feels nothing and now feels more alone than before. In the epilogue, Peter returns home and finds MJ there waiting for him. She heard about Gwen's death, and Peter snaps at her for being disingenuous and how she's usually carefree in every way. And MJ stays with Peter to comfort him in this tough time, planting the seeds for something more than friendship down the road. That's the story of how Gwen Stacy died. like and follow content like this.